Today we're going to be starting a conversation and a journey that has been much needed in my own life, and I definitely feel like I am ready to share this journey with you all as well. So if you are completely new to my channel, or you don't even know that this is actually my second channel, I have a main channel as well, then you might not know much about me. But one thing about me is that I am a spouse of a recovered addict. And when you are put in the position that your loved one is doing things that are completely out of character and just walking through a lot of really hard stuff, a lot of times things change for you as well. And I have really realized that over the difficult and hard years, there was a lot about me that changed. I walked out being a single mom for a while and just really had to face a lot of financial challenges and just really making sure that we had everything that we needed. If you've ever been in that situation, you know what I'm talking about. And what I've come to realize is that I had begun to make things and stuff really important to me, which if you've been around since the beginning of my YouTube channels, then you know that I am naturally a very minimal person. I enjoy very minimal spaces. It's not that I don't enjoy decor. I definitely enjoy decor too, but I see how whenever I was younger, that was the real me. And then in the process of loving my husband through his own journey, I kind of lost track of that part of me, and I really started grasping at things and stuff to make me feel safe and secure, or make me feel like maybe I have everything in case of any emergency that I could ever come across. Now, of course, this is only the beginning of the conversation. I'm going to dive deeper in today's video and the next few videos of how I'm making my way back to that person that I really am, making my house much more manageable and just really resetting after a number of really hard years. On the other side of things, I'm so thankful that our marriage and our home and our family are once again a safe space and a place that we are thriving at. And I am so grateful to God for all that He's brought us through, and that now we are in a healed and more joyful season of life. So one of my absolute goals in beginning this journey back to the more manageable, simple self that I used to be is to declutter our house. And I mean ruthlessly declutter our house. We at one point had a very minimal and easy to manage house, and I want to get back to that. And there's just so many things, like I said, that I've hung on to due to loneliness, due to fear, and so many other things. And maybe you've felt this way, maybe not for the exact reasons I have, but I think that there is something in relying on objects and things to bring you happiness and joy and safety and security whenever that is not the real thing that brings those things. So we're going to dive in. I started in my daughter's bedroom. I'm going to show you all what I'm doing. I'm going to guess this is probably going to take 2 to 3 videos to really reset our home, to really declutter and get rid of so much stuff. I have a lot on my mind that I want to do, and I want to take you all with me. I have discovered that a decluttered house is so much more enjoyable to keep clean. I want to thank Thrive Market for sponsoring today's video. I love getting my clean and natural cleaning products from them and so much more. I have been a Thrive Market shopper for years and enjoy their huge variety of products while saving money on my favorites. You all know that I'm a fairly health conscious person when it comes to what we eat and the products in our home. And at Thrive Market, I can find so many clean swaps and alternatives. Besides their amazing cleaning products and body care products, I also love getting specialty products because, as a lot of you know, we eat a lot of gluten-free in our home along with keto-friendly type items, and I can find all of those things with Thrive. As a Thrive Market member, you'll save on every single order of the highest quality, organic, and sustainable products, and if you find a lower price somewhere else, they will match it. With all the savings that you can find, you will make back your annual $60 membership in savings. If you don't, Thrive Market will credit you the difference. Also, orders over $49 ship for free, and I love saving up my Thrive Cash on certain products to save even more. Click on the link in my description box or go to thrivemarket.com/Adaline'sHome to get 30% off your first order and a free gift worth up to $60 when you join Thrive Market today. To simplify our three daughters' wardrobes, I decided to try out doing capsule wardrobes with them. First, I made a list of all of the types of clothing that they use on a weekly basis. Things like everyday clothes, going away clothes, or clothes they would wear to church, seasonally appropriate items like swimsuits or maybe some coats, and also some pajamas, and then socks and underclothes. Once I had this list together, we put together an outfit that they love, and they help me with this every single day. So we took pictures of them in the outfits, and I actually printed this out and tacked it to the back of their door in their room so that they know what to get dressed in every day. We've been doing this for a little while now, and so far they absolutely love it. It's clothes that they picked out. They enjoy it, and we only have to store these items out where they can get to. It makes laundry a breeze, and I'm looking forward to creating a similar style capsule wardrobe for myself. When we got this triple bunk, it actually had a bed that went underneath of one of the bunks as well. So there was a nice size gap, and I realized that I could put these nice woven basket bins underneath of the bed and save us space on trying to put any other types of furniture into this room because it's so small. So each girl has their own bins, and because we've pared down their wardrobes into these capsule wardrobes, it all fits in here perfectly. They're never lacking their clothes till the whole week rolls around. Everything's gotten through the laundry and they're ready to wear the next thing. And if for some reason they buy a new piece of clothing or they decide they don't like a certain item, we can always swap it out, and it's just that simple. Like I said, this has been working out so well, and I definitely think it's something we're going to continue doing. I also picked up these small side tables from Amazon. I wasn't exactly sure. There was a lot of mixed reviews on these, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like them or not, but they work out really well. They aren't the most high quality thing out there, but for the price and for the size that I specifically needed to put on either side of this triple bunk, these worked out so good. And where we're able to add in some extra, more convenient storage than bins underneath the bed for smaller items and pieces of clothing. Starting out with our bedrooms for this really extreme minimizing journey, I just wanted to give us a place that was so restful that we were getting better sleep. And I've been reading so much about a lot of research that's been done on the places that you sleep, and if they're cluttered, if you're falling asleep looking at clutter or waking up looking at clutter, it just adds to your stress levels and it affects your sleep in a lot of ways. So even for my children, obviously they're school age and they're using their brains every day. I want to make sure that they're getting the best sleep that I can give them in the space that they sleep in. Alright, I could not be happier with how this whole room has really turned out. And it's kind of a hard room to film because number one, it's really small. Like, there's the wall, there's the bunks. It's a small room, but they were so dead set on getting a triple bunk. They are 6, 7, and 8, if I didn't already mention that, and they love this. It's like a sleepover every night. It's just so fun, and they asked me to put up some lights, so we have these lights with the light coming in the window. Can't really see, but they are all that bright, and this room just casts a lot of shadows because it's on the side of the house that gets the least amount of sun for the majority of the day. And so it's perfect for sleeping, which is what we mostly do in here, right? So I did move that mirror. Here is the little nightstands, and I found these on Amazon. They fit perfectly. I had to find something that would fit really well into this space. So what we did is one side has everybody's socks, and then the other side has everybody's undergarments. And since there's 3 of them, there's one drawer for each of them. Works perfectly. And then, of course, we went over all of the capsule wardrobe and how that works here. But I really want to point out how we've got some extra bins down here. There's 2 per girl. And so if we need a little wiggle room, we can. And then we also have these green bins that are tucked on the ends. They're from IKEA. And they just store some extra blankets and just anything that's like out of season that we really need. Plus, we actually have some more bins that are back in the back section of this that hold off-season clothing or clothing that just we are simply not using in their wardrobe right now, but it's still good clothes that we had that could fit somebody next year, that sort of thing, because I'm just keeping their capsule wardrobes in these bins. And we've actually been doing it for a little while now, and it's working out super, super well. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But other than that, perfect room for what it's meant for sleeping, for lounging, and I just love it. It is so simplified. All right, so for those of you that don't know, we live in an old farmhouse, which means the bedrooms are pretty small, and we don't have a lot of space to work with. This closet right here is the only one in the second story of the house, and this is obviously our closet, which is fine with a very capsule sized wardrobe kind of thing, which my husband and I somewhat do. I'm working on that a little more for myself. That'll be for another video, another time. But this is what we have had going on in here. This bedspread was on my daughter's bed, and then we didn't like the brown one that we had on here. We've had it on here for a long time, but noticed that it was making us really hot. It was like a very odd material, and so decided when they got the bunk bed and she moved over there that we would just take this one for now, and it's really soft and comfortable. These art pieces were up there on the wall, and I am just looking for a very blank, clean space. I may redecorate in a couple of months, so be it. But for the moment, I'm just kind of finding anything and everything that's extra and passing it on to someone else that can use it. I also think I'm going to go ahead and take this plant out of here, pass it on to somebody else, and this one. I've had them both for a long time, particularly this one. And to be honest, I'm just a little tired of seeing them. I'm ready for something new, something different. So when that moment strikes, I will put it in here. I was even thinking of doing maybe a hanging plant here. I don't know. We will see. If you all saw my sunroom video recently, you know I'm kind of liking the hanging plant thing. So we'll see. But for the moment, I'm just going to get rid of both of these plants. So it's going to be very basic in here. This is our little furry friend's bed, and I don't know how, but for some reason that blanket, which was up on the end of our bed, landed in there, and it's been in there for a while, so I just need to pick that up. This is just a little kind of stacked together situation from IKEA that we keep like deodorant and body care things, and I'm going to quickly go through that as well. With the same thought process and the same ideas of giving the girls a healthy place to sleep, I also want to do that for us as well. Just a room that my husband and I are happy to wake up in, and that we can go to sleep at night and just be rested and have a very peaceful space. Now, I did actually recently declutter my closet in a massive declutter. I did it one night. I just got the motivation to do it, and I got 3 huge trash bags out of our closet of my clothing, and I am so happy I did. But even today, I really had some more pieces I could pull out, which is amazing. And I'm actually thinking for my capsule wardrobe, I'm gonna work my way down to 20 items or something like that, like excluding workout clothes and maybe a few other things like that, but 20 base items. I feel like that's a good number for me, and I would be able to put together what I love with that. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure I will share that whole project once I kind of have it all put together. I'm working on it. Okay, hopefully you guys can see some of this stuff in here. So I did manage to find a good amount of stuff in my like body sprays, face creams, stuff that was really old and I needed to get rid of, or I just wasn't using, that sort of thing. I went through my clothes. Like I mentioned, I did do a massive sweep of my clothes, but I'm still whittling it down and kind of figuring out exactly what I like to wear, and again, kind of just finding myself again, like what's me, what's stuff I really love, and I'm excited to do that. It's really fun to just get back in touch with myself. But I also pulled out this tote bag, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm cringing getting rid of this, and also this. But here's the deal. I am a planner junkie, a paper fanatic, stickers, love them, make them, do all the things. So I love having a great bag that I can take my notebooks with me places. I like to journal. I like to, all things stationery. I'm just that person. And so bags, tote bags, and backpacks, which actually is what this is. It's a backpack. I just gravitate towards them. Love them. I found a total different system that I'm using right now, and it's basically just like a good sturdy black run-of-the-mill cargo type backpack, and it just works better. It's got more pockets, it's bigger, and I have had these stashed away thinking, well, maybe there'll be an opportunity that I want to use that again, or maybe you get it. So I decided I'm gonna get rid of them because they're just sitting in my closet and they're the maybes. And you know what? When you walk around your house and you have all those maybes, when you see that item, you're like, oh yeah, I have that, and how am I gonna use that? You like, it just runs your brain. And so I'm ready for like none of that, and empty spaces, no question mark things, no clothes I'm gonna fit into at some point, none of that. We've got the things we love and enjoy now, and when we get to that place of the clothes we want to fit into, we can go buy a few things for our capsule wardrobe that we love. The end of the story. So I think that was all. Oh, I did throw a few hair accessories in here. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. I emptied an entire box of stuff out of our room, and I recently did do some decluttering in here, so like I am thrilled, plus 2 massive plants that I can pass on to somebody else. And I know that it looks really basic right now and very cleared and clean, but that's just what I want right now. Whenever I find something that I really love, I will probably put it in here. I want to redo our headboard at some point, but that's all another story for another day. Our laundry room is a clutter magnet. I do not know why. It's a little nook here off the kitchen, and I think for some reason I just tend to throw things in here, but I am in complete shock that I was able to declutter this much stuff out of this laundry room. So in here is a ton of hats and like winter wear that we don't need. We pared down. The girls came and picked out their favorite hats and that sort of thing. And then there was an extra coat in here, some other extra jackets that we are not using. This here was in the bottom of the closet down here. We'll get to the closet in a second. And the girls were throwing their coats in here, but they are getting tall enough to stand on a stool and actually hang their coats up which this whole thing was creating such a mess in here because they were throwing stuff in, and sometimes it would all be on the floor here. So now we just need to be hanging things on the hanger. This box does have a few books in the bottom of it that I was decluttering out of our bookshelf. But besides that, it just had some shelf liner that I've hung on to forever and I'm not using, and a few other just little odds and ends of things that I'm just simply not using and I've been hanging on to, and I don't even really know why. And this is a good size box. I mean, that is a lot of stuff and it feels so good to be getting rid of it. This shelf up here, I did have a few things on. Decided to put our laundry soap in there. I'm just keeping it clean and clear right now. And it just feels so fresh and tidy in here. Going into this closet, this was where a lot of clutter came from. So up here on the top, I've had different baskets and bins in here, but this is what it just currently needs. So this big basket has things like flour sack towels when I'm baking bread. I've got my almond milk bags that I strain my almond milk, kind of like kitchen linen type things since this is right off the kitchen. These two baskets are for my sourdough bread. I have a little fold up ironing board and iron there. I got rid of one mop, so I had two mops in here, got rid of one. So I just have one in here, which makes me really happy. This bag here holds our clothespins. We use them for all kinds of things around the house, especially to close up bags in the kitchen. And then I grabbed these two bins here. We had different baskets in here, but with it being wintertime, we needed a bit more space for the hats and gloves and stuff. And like I just showed you, we did pare down a lot of it. So we pretty much have it down to like 2 hats per person. We do live in a climate that gets pretty cold, so it's nice to have options, or if you lose one, that sort of thing. And then there's also gloves in these as well. And I pulled these from a different closet, and I think I can find another solution for some of the stuff that was in these. Down here, just simplifying everything. We've got our OxyClean, the stain sprayer, and then just the current laundry soap I'm using. This is a box for our dog food. These are little stools that the girls use every single day. So having them in this area right around the corner from the kitchen is something that's nice. And then this here, I haven't really talked that much about this, but if you watch my main channel, I do a lot of cooking on it. And our kitchen is kind of has odd dimensions, and I needed a prep table to be able to film recipes a bit better on. So that's my prep table. The legs come off of it. I had it custom made, and it fits in this closet so that I can take it down. Up here, we just have coats. I did get rid of a couple of coats. And my husband's like work gear, so he builds fences and he also does a lot of contracting and things like that. That is actually stored in our basement stairwell. He hangs all of his work gear in there. So there's like 1 or 2 coats that are nice coats for going away and stuff like that. This is one of my daughter's coats. We have 2 more that need to go in here, but they were just outside. And then my aprons I hang in here. Since I do a lot of recipe videos, I like to have a variety of aprons. That probably could be pared down just a little bit. But that's just what I brought this to. There was just a lot of extra stuff in here that I didn't need. And I am so happy with how this looks. And I feel like now my laundry room is nice and fresh, and you do see this from the kitchen. So keeping it kind of tidy is just nice, because our guest bathroom or our downstairs bathroom is right here. So if people are coming through here, they're seeing this area a lot. So just having it minimal and just fresh and tidy looking is really nice.